Good evening and welcome to the Bridgewater Township Planning Board's special meeting for Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6. On August 9th, 2024, proper notice was sent to the Courier News and the Star Ledger and filed with the clerk at the Township of Bridgewater and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Please be aware of the Planning Board policy for public hearings. No new applications will be heard after 9:30 p.m. and no new testimony will be taken after 10 p.m. Hearing assistance is available upon request. Accommodation will be made for individuals with a disability pursuant to the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, provided the individual with the disability provides 48 hours advance notice to the Planning Department Secretary before the public meeting. However, if the individual should require special equipment or services such as a CART transcriber, 7 days advance notice, excluding weekends and holidays, may be necessary. Would we all please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Probst, could I have a roll call, please? Here.
Mayor Mensch is absent for the record. Councilman Kirsch will be absent. Mr. Pappas.
Here.
Mr. Magora.
Here.
Mr. Bland is absent. Ms. Sikora will be absent. Mr. Rubanga.
Here.
Ms. Chartowich.
Here.
Mr. Chowdhury.
Here, please.
Mr. Atkins.
Here.
And for the record, Ms. Sarmat is present, and Mr. Klasna is present for Mark Peck. You have a quorum, you can proceed.
Thank you, Ms. Probst. At this time, any members of the public that wish to address the board on any land use matter other than well, there are no applications this evening. Please feel free to come up forward at this time.
Good evening, Kathy Franco, 766 Weemac Road. I came tonight because I was a little confused about the public notice being made public. I went on the website and saw that it was put there, and it was there by Monday, and I noticed that. But when I looked at the properties of the document that was posted, the document was created on 8/12 at 9:55 a.m. So that's less than 48 hours from this meeting that the document that was posted was created. In addition, I did go to the Courier News, and I could not find any posting for this meeting. So I just don't know whether or not appropriate notice has actually been given to the public. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to address that?
Yes, please.
The public notice was handled under the 48-hour special meeting notice. It was sent to the Courier and the Star Ledger, to the editors as an FYI, which is the procedure for 48-hour special notice, sunshine law. It was created the day I sent it to the newspaper. It just may not have been posted to the website. I don't know what date stamp or time stamp that has on. I'm not familiar. My document wasn't time stamped.
So it was sent to the Courier News the day it was created, just not uploaded to the website at that time.
Yes, actually, I changed the agenda to reflect the date that I sent it, which was August 9th. And I have a copy of the email that I sent to the Courier and the Star Ledger on the 9th.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Probst, for putting that on the record. That should clarify any questions or concerns with the date and the notice. Are there any other comments?
Under the sunshine law, they don't have to publish it. If they have room, they can publish it at their discretion, but it's not required to be published. That's a provision, the board attorney can probably speak to it a little more. Under the 48-hour meeting notice, they don't have to publish it.
Correct. And call 4-6. Board Attorney, Mr. Klausner, if you feel any clarifications required further than that?
I think the record is clear, and with the date stamped emails, that's sufficient to establish that proper notice was given.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be moving on this evening to item number 7, that is resolutions. We have 2 resolutions this evening. As you recall, the last time this board met, we did approve an amended master housing plan element and fair share plan at the regular planning board meeting. That was August 6, 2024. We do have a resolution here from the Township of Bridgewater recommending to the Township Council that block commonly known as 349 Lot 2, 136 Foothill Road should be designated an area of need of redevelopment. I'm sorry, these are out of order. We are discussing the amended master plan. And the resolution I'm looking at here is a resolution of the Planning Board of the Township of Bridgewater to the Housing Plan Element Fair Share Plan of the Township Master Plan decided on August 6, 2024, and adopted this evening, August 13, 2024. Are there any comments or questions or changes to the record? With that, could I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
That's Mr. Banga, and that's Mr. Chowdhury. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Bessia?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Magora?
Yes.
Mr. Banga?
Yes.
Ms. Chartowich?
Yes.
Mr. Chowdhury?
Yes.
Mr. Atkins?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Probst. And the second and last resolution, again, that meeting on August 6th, the planning board met and decided on approving the action that was taken by the board to send approval over to the council for regarding designation of block 349 lot 2, that's 136 Foothill Road, municipal yardway site as an area in need of redevelopment. And there's a resolution dated August 6, 2024, to be adopted here this evening, August 13, 2024. Any comments, changes for the record? Hearing none, could I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
That's Mr. Atkins. Could I have a second, please?
I'll second.
That's Mr. Magura. And I'll take a roll call, please.
Chairman Bessia?
Yes?
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Magora?
Yes.
Mr. Banga?
Yes.
Ms. Chartowich?
Yes.
Mr. Chowdhury?
Yes.
Mr. Atkins?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Probst. Moving along, there are no other items for attention this evening. However, I would like to discuss the calendar in light of this evening's discussion, conversation regarding these resolutions. What is on the calendar for the 8/20 date?
There is nothing on the agenda, and I don't expect anything to be on the agenda. So we can, at this point, since this is done, we can cancel that meeting if you wish.
So can we make the notice without further notice that the meeting for the August 20th date will be canceled? Okay. That's to be canceled without further notice. Any other questions or comments? Any general comments? Hearing
I
none?
just wanted to make a comment on just the amount of paper that we continue to generate as part of our planning board meetings and even the zoning board. I would like to see, if it's possible, from the administration, that we receive tablets, if it's within the budget, and for the planning board to receive electronic copies moving forward. I think tablets have come down in price substantially. It doesn't have to be iPads. So I would like to make that comment and see if we can have that as a discussion topic. Maybe not tonight, but as part of the planning board.
Thank you, Mr. Bonga, for that comment. I think it's a very interesting comment. It's something that I think should be discussed potentially between the planning board as well as the zoning board, for anybody that has comments, questions, or concerns regarding the type of administration that's involved to type those things out. But Ms. Probst, would you have any input regarding that?
That's an initiative that we have spoken about internally in the department. We do not currently receive initial copies of things by email. So some of it is easy to facilitate, but some of it's going to require a lot of back-end work. So it's probably a better discussion item for maybe the September meeting after we can talk about it. And a lot of a lot of detail that has to go into planning something like that. We need the equipment as well to facilitate something like that. So Mr.
Chairman.
Genova would have to be involved in that.
Mr. Chairman, if I can, there would, besides logistics, there's budgetary considerations. There is considerable amount of coordination. There's ordinances that would have to be amended to require applicants to submit in a certain manner. So fortunately, it's not as simple as just getting the electronic devices. So it's something that's been discussed. There's no funding for that for this year. And it could be something talked about for the future, perhaps next year, but it wouldn't be something that would be quick. So just being candid.
Mr. Pappas, would there be an infrastructure required in order to receive electronic documents? You know,
I don't know the answer to that. There probably is, it's a rather, multifaceted initiative. And so it's one that we've talked about, but again, just being candid, it's nothing that, we can talk about it in September, October, but unless we have a sense of what the cost would be and what the infrastructure requirements, what ordinances would have to be adopted, it's something that would probably take many, many months to understand all of the pieces that would have to be put in place. So.
I would think that, if we're just trying to reduce the amount of papers, like we could still have the paper copies of what we do get, but the things that we put together, we can have electronic copies, and we are reducing it, but we can have a mixture of it.
So I think there's a little bit of something we can do that I've done in the past with most of the other boards I've dealt with. I would send out the packet electronically and then duplicate for only those people that wanted paper. So you would still receive the packet, the application packet, but you would review letters from the professionals, those documents, the internal reviews could be done, electronically. It would actually make it efficient all around. So, but we could discuss it. I'll discuss it with Mr. Genova.
The other thing to consider is most of what we receive is a submission by the applicant, and the township does not bear expense for those submissions. What we do reproduce are the reports of professionals, our own professionals. There may be other documents, but for the most part, it's the applicant's submissions. So I'm not minimizing the concern about paper, but just wanted to make sure we all understood that.
And just to follow up on that, that's where Mr. Pappas was mentioning about the logistics and the potential ordinance change. Right now, our checklist for submissions doesn't include that they would have to submit them electronically. So if we went over to this process, it would have to be a full shift where we'd have to require them, rather than require them to produce 12 or 15 or 24 sets, whatever it is in the checklist, of the copies for the board and for everybody, for the professionals. We're going to have to amend that by ordinance, that checklist by ordinance, to basically say there has to be an electronic submission, it has to be in this format, and it has to be by this date. So it's not something, even though it seems like it's something that can happen like immediately, it's something we have to do procedurally, to make the applicants also follow that. So I don't think it's impossible. I think even if there wasn't the iPads or things like that, we've been having discussions about making sure that we go to that anyway, so that we have a backup of all the documents electronically in an organized fashion anyway. So there's possibilities here.
Right. No, and I appreciate the candidness, Mr. Pappas. I'd be happy to work on kind of what does that plan actually look like if we do need to do some costing, and what are the ordinance changes if we haven't done that research already.
We have not.
So I'm happy to dedicate some of my time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Banga. Thank you, Ms. Sorman. Okay, we did have our open public meeting session. However, I do acknowledge there's a member of the public here in the room. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, could I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? That's Mr. Chowdhury. Would you like to make that motion? Okay, Mr. Atkins, is that a second? I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you very much. Mr. Klasden, I promised you a record. I think 18 minutes might be the record. I'm not sure.